All right, what is up, guys? NA4 here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today we're going to be talking about The Long Walk, okay? And I'll be letting you guys know my personal opinions on the film, the good, the bad, the highs, the lows, the yes, and the no's. And you can also let me know your personal opinions in the comment section below if you would like. And also, if you're new here, welcome. Drop a like on this video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already. I would appreciate it. And most importantly, it's free, it won't cost you a dime. But without further ado, ladies and gents, let's hop straight into it. Now, I'll be honest, this movie and F1 are two trailers that I have seen way too many times this year. I've been to the theater a lot this year, so the trailers for F1 and The Long Walk I've seen numerous times. I've probably seen those trailers more than some of you have seen your parents this year. Go check in on your parents. Have a good heart, you know? But yeah, this is a movie that I was solely sold on just by the trailer itself. Very similar to F1, like I said. Um, so I've never read the book, so I don't know how different the movie is from the book. Um, but yeah, man, the trailer alone sold me. It's a very simple premise, but it's very effective. You know, it's something similar to like a Squid Game or Hunger Games, something like that. And it really worked, man. I thought this was a really good movie. I did watch it like a week ago, but I haven't been that active on the YouTube channel that much. I'm sorry, sue me. But yeah, it's stuck with me since, man. I think it's a good movie. I think it's one of the better films this year. And I personally think that this movie is living proof that not every movie needs $300 million budget, you know. Um, because that's why all these studios are losing so much money. That's why all these movies are bombing at the box office, underperforming, because you give them these big budgets that they don't need and they don't break even. And sometimes simplicity is better. You know, sometimes less is more, and I think that's what this movie did. I think it's brilliantly acted. It's a well shot movie, and in theory, it shouldn't work. A movie about people just walking the entire time. In theory, you wouldn't think it works, but it does. And the movie has been really well marketed and advertised. I don't know how many theaters they did it at, but I've seen clips online of some theaters putting treadmills in the theater, and if you stop walking on the treadmill throughout the entire runtime of the movie, you'll be escorted out of the theater. That's brilliant. I love that. I think every theater should have done that at least once. You know, I think that's a good idea. Um, you get exercise and entertainment. You know what I mean? So I think that's a pretty cool idea. And like I said, you would think a movie just about people walking the entire time is just boring, but it works. It's interesting. It keeps you engaged throughout the entire time. The movie doesn't overstay its welcome. Um, and you got a great cast of characters, man. And it's just a good time, man. This is a movie that I'd say if you have the time, go out to the theater and watch it. You know, I think that'll be the best experience that you'll get the movie on is the big screen. You know, with all the great sound around surround sounds and everything like that. And yeah, dude, go check it out. It's a great time. I don't really have any complaints about this movie. That's the interesting part. Usually I have nitpicks about movies, or at least like one takeaway that I'm like, yeah, I didn't really like that about this movie. But this movie, I can't really think of anything, which is quite surprising. Like, I wouldn't necessarily classify this as a scary movie or anything like that. There's lots of suspense, drama, some comedy elements in there. It has great storytelling, man. You get to learn more about these characters. You get to see them bond. You get to see some rivalries. Um, the movie, it's not too extreme with its gore. You know, like the movie, it's not over the top. You know what I mean? But there are some moments where you're like, wow, like I forgot this was an R-rated movie. Okay, like wow, that took me by surprise. So yeah, the movie doesn't really hold back, and it shows you kind of the struggles. So for anyone who's like, oh, if I was in the movie, I would just do this. Oh, if that was me in that situation, I would have done that. You're kind of just screwed, man. Like once you sign up, you're just like your chances of winning are just very low, you know. So it deals with, oh man, like how do you deal with like your allergies, if you have to use the bathroom, if there's like a pebble in your shoe, something in your eye, something like that, you know. And it's one of those things where like you can visualize yourself being like, oh, I can do that easy. If I was in there, I would win. But once you're actually in that situation, you're like, okay, maybe I bit off more than I could chew. You know what I mean? Like I can visualize myself doing a front flip off of a helicopter, but once I'm actually in the air, once we actually start taking off, I'm done. I'm not doing that. I can visualize myself doing a 360 tor- tornado spin off of a diving board into water 100 feet in the air. But once I'm actually on that diving board, I'm done. I'm scared. You know what I mean? So it's a movie that people will probably be like, oh, that doesn't look that bad. Like, oh, I could do that if, but you can't. Walking 200 miles, that's unheard of. Day after day after day. Absolutely not. I couldn't. So you feel for these characters, man. You want to see each and okay, well not each and every last one of them. You want to see most of them win because they're good characters. And there's lots of good character development and it has a lot of heart in it, man. You like this movie due to the cast of characters. They really carry the movie on their back. And I will say, man, if one of these actors don't win some kind of award for like best performance, best supporting cast member, there's something wrong. It's rigged, okay? Because the performances that were delivered in this movie, chef's kiss. It was a great time. Um, yeah, like I said, I don't really have any negatives about this movie. It was a really good time. Personally, I'll give it like a strong 8 out of 10. Probably even a 9, man. But I think I'm gonna settle for an 8 until I rewatch it. But drop a like on this video, share, subscribe if you are new. I'm in A4, and I am out. Peace.